And the other thing is with the date, right? That's really with getting the furniture and all the last kind of bit of work squared away. That's when we
Right.
believe we'll have the TCO is TCO date will be the 25th for
Well,
the
yeah,
to get
just going with, we've been meeting with obviously Mike Vitti and, Bob Bush as far as TCO dates and all that. I don't think, well, we're not really going to get a formal TCO, right now piece of paper, but the schedule is, Luke and his staff moving in to their offices, kind of on a permanent basis on the 25th of July, and then being able to like then enabling the teachers to come in like that first week in August, and just, you know they by contract they come in on the 24th of August, but like the first week of August between the 1st and 24th, we can say, teachers, come in, you can set up, that's your option, and the building will be available. So yesterday, Mike Vitti and Bob Bush, walked, 'cause they want to see like the furniture layout and stuff prior to, issuing a TCO. It kind of was, a tough thing because the teachers need to unpack and lay out their boxes and stuff and their stuff prior to, the TCO, but you couldn't do that with the TCO. So we kind of came in agreement with Bob, is we kind of laid out a room, like a typical room for each grade. They came out and looked at it. They were kind of satisfied with what they saw. So they have no issues with, Luke's staff or the admin staff and stuff coming in on the 25th. And then the teachers, we can send out a note or whatever saying if you want to come in on the 1st of August. We'll probably, I'm going to say, there won't be anything formal issued. Probably maybe till, the end of August when before kids come in. They'll, but we've been talking with them. Well, we talk with them a couple of times a week and stuff. But that's the plan right now.
right. As long as there are
Um,
no surprises, right? As far
no,
as staff being in there on the
right,
25th and
right.
VD or Bush having an issue with that. So I just want to make
Yeah,
sure that.
yeah. No, like I said, we've been going through. We've done the emergency lighting, so we have to do a couple of things there. The fire alarms, all set. We did go into the bathrooms. They were good with the exception of the toilet paper holders in the kids' bathrooms. They were just too large to fit underneath the grab bars, so we had to get a different type of toilet paper holder to fit underneath the grab bars, which are due in like any time. So we're kind of set with the major inspections, and so now it's just kind of like coming back, and as we get these items, the added exit signs and those things done, they'll come back and look. So, but they're okay with our schedule, as it is. And like I said, we talked to them. They're out about maybe twice a week or so now, so there doesn't seem to be any surprises.
Okay.
And then and then the financials with the we've been proven chain PCOs and those kind of things. So right now, our allowance balance is about 90,000, and then the contingency, that's the CMR contingency at 953. So we're looking around a million at this point in the funds available, which is pretty healthy at this point.
George, let me just add to this, because with your construction manager's contingency and your allowance, you still have 60% of the budgeted amount left. But when we look at the total of all the contingencies, including the owner's contingency, we've got $3,054,000 left, or 71% of the total aggregate budget of contingencies and allowances. So we're still in very good shape at this point in time.
Okay.
I did want to add that we will put together a financial presentation of the owner's soft costs and expenditures when we get through with phase one. I think we should do that in September so that everybody can see that are we on target? Because the soft cost we don't look at each month in these pay applications. And but I promise to do that in September at the latest. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, George.
Yeah, and then as far as schedule, the academic is, punch list, interior, and like I said, some of the items that came up through the inspections. Exterior wise, we're, doing sidewalks and, getting, putting in, curbs and grading and stuff for paving. We did do the courtyard. I can show you pictures with that. As far as the
You just
existing
went
building,
by the red thing. You just went by that one red thing, George, in the schedule.
oh, the red.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that
just
was,
the landscaping. Yeah, that's
the
that's the
steel
critical path.
guardrail, right?
Yeah, this shows that it's on the critical path, meaning it's like zero float. So that's the landscaping for the next phase.
No, I think you got the guardrail, which is
Right.
still to be done.
Yeah. But as far as existing building, the owner, everyone's moved out. They've started the abatement, so they're doing the abatement. Should be done, scheduled to be done the end of the week. Next week we got scheduled capping the water main, the water, the sewer, and also the electrical, primary electrical. We got scheduled next week for the existing building, and then after that, all the letters went out to the neighbors as far as demolition. So we're kind of on target, looking to start actually knocking the building down. You know, the week of the 25th, not next week, but the following existing building. And then on the academic, like I said, we're doing sidewalks and getting this parking lot ready for paving. Um, this is a picture of like the southeast corner, looking the retaining walls and all that. So this area is kind of prepped, getting ready for paving. Probably look to pave towards the end of next week. And this is kind of looking north on the west side of the access road. That's there too. So all the metal panel siding that's been completed, and then we're just finishing up or started and finishing up the metal coping for the roofing. They started finishing that.
George, have they started the tree removal yet?
As far as on the
Outside there.
tree, yeah, yesterday, day before, they took the trees down, not along the Hendrickson side, but what Sean's Lawn's doing for the assembly wing. So there was
Yeah, but what about the trees on the Hendrickson side?
yeah, no, they haven't started that yet.
Nuts. Okay, I'll give them a call.
Oh, okay. Um, then that's just corridor looking down. So it's since furniture has since been moved in. That's kind of a typical classroom in the first grade. But like I said, since they've moved furniture in and all of that, and same with the learning commons.
Floors wood, or it just looks that way?
What's that?
Are the floors actually wood, or it's just a tile that looks wood?
No, they call it a luxury vinyl tile, so it's a vinyl tile, but they look like wood. Yep. Actually, they're very nice, easy to maintenance and all that, but it's they call it a luxury vinyl tile.
No waxing required.
No, it's just a mop. So really nice, actually, very durable.
Hello, Randy.
That's kind of looking into the
I was calling
yard area.
on Quorum. We've got 6 now, so we're in good shape. Pardon?
And then this is the main entrance.
Yes, yeah. We just needed
like I said, all the metal panel siding. This is the circulation desk in the, the administration area,
Okay,
or the
thank
admin
you.
area desk, and then cabinets. Like I said, they moved in. We started moving in a couple weeks. That's the workroom in the admin area. This is the main, the conference room in the admin area that's been set up. And then they did paint the accent color, in the lobby, so there'll be in fact, they're here today putting in the TV, so that'll be a TV. They'll, have different items on it. That's kind of the rail for stair one. Um, yeah, and this is another learning commons area, the fountains, and then the corridor looking down.
George, what did we decide to do as the topping on the lockers? Is that what kind of material is that?
That's like a corian, like a a
Okay.
solid surface. Yeah, like corian. Yeah.
It's a quartz, if you're familiar with that, in
Okay.
kitchens. Very durable.
Yeah. It's kind of
All
in
right.
between, like a stone and laminate.
Right. Okay.
And then the screens did come for the rooftop units. So all those screens have been placed. You can see it here and here. Um, Another picture of the screens. And that's in the courtyard. I guess looking north. This is like the lobby area. They've installed the stainless steel handrail here, and then there's going to be a stainless steel guardrail that actually comes across here, and then kind of follow the sidewalk, and then closes this area off. So there was an extra to kind of close these corners off. We had to do revise the grade a little bit, and the kind of the sidewalk to kind of, I guess the grade was just too steep. So with that, then we revised some of the guardrail. Um,
George,
so,
when's that guardrail going to go in?
um, they're making it right now, so we're shooting for, I'm thinking the week of the 25th, and we're going to put the guardrail in. So right now they're
Okay.
fabricating. It's like a picket
All right.
guardrail made of this stainless steel.
So, George, so is there? I know there's some temporary fencing up. So we'll have something temporary up for safety until that's
Yeah,
installed.
I think we'll just, for when Luke's staff and they're here, we're just gonna, lock it so we can't really get into the courtyard. You
Okay,
know,
good idea. Yep.
yeah, there's really no reason for the staff to be in the courtyard. So we'll just lock it and make sure they don't have access to it until the guardrail gets up. And that's stair two, which is the siding. Like I said, the roofers here out, doing the coping. And then this panel is actually it's the one for the solar panels. So, we've kind of, the conduit and all that, and the panels there, and then that's one of the panels that the solar panels are gonna tie into. And then this is like a typical classroom kind of setup, with the desks and the bookcases, and then actually today the chairs are being put in. Again, another kind of like a typical classroom with the desks and the tables. And then that's the boiler room. The two boilers, hot water heater, expansion tank. Those have all been started up, and we'll start doing the commissioning with the commissioning agent the week after next. And then the fire pump, that's all set. And then actually tomorrow we're gonna come and liven up the fire
I'm in the
pump,
middle of a
the
meeting.
fire alarm panel, and all that. So tomorrow, after tomorrow, everything will be monitored and and live. So that if the alarm does go off, it'll go to the monitoring station. Doing that tomorrow. And then, like I said, they're just doing the fine grading or grading and getting this ready for paving for the access road. That's another picture is there too. And that's just kind of the southeast corner with the retaining wall going up.
Did you want to talk about the temporary playground that's being put up there?
Yeah. I actually have some photos. Maybe I'll
Okay.
go these, and then I did take some photos. This is one of the ELP corridors. And then actually, we have temporary gym. It's kind of on the right side, and then we have the temporary gyms kind of set up. And then that's the other ELP corridor, looking north. That's just the nurses area with the curtains and the cots. And the stair one. We got another picture of the courtyard. And another one of the courtyard. Now I did take this morning of the temporary playground area. It's actually this is where the trees are going to come down for the Hendricksons. So like these kind of trees are going to come down, and then there's going to be like 9 abrevieties that are going to go. Actually, that are going to go along that property line. Yeah,
wherever the Hendricksons want them put.
Yeah. So this is the temporary playground. This permanently is going to be the ELP playground, but because such smaller equipment, we wanted playground for the older kids as well. So this is temporary where we're relocating it, the ones they were using. So we've relocated it to the area where it's going to be the ELP, and then like right over here, that's going to be the pavement, and we're going to also Luke wanted as much lawn as possible. So in this corner here, where instead of doing the plantings of the trees and shrubs and stuff, we're going to put down some sod, and then give him some lawn area in this corner. And then, like I said, the playground, the temp playground will be over here, and then there'll be some lawn in this area, and then we won't do the permanent planting until the next phase when we're ready to do the move.
And you're going to do a mulch type fence?
Yeah, we're going to do for like a barrier, and then this is the other corner that we're going to put the side. And then for a barrier, because the grade drops off quite a bit here, we're going to do that mulch. I forget the name of it, but it's like a sock where they blow the mulch into it, in lieu of like hay bales. You see it around a lot. We're going to do that, kind of keep it as a little barrier so that keep the kids from going down the large slope.
I was just imagining my 8-year-old like rolling down the hill.
Oh yeah, I imagine it will.
Like, this looks really fun.
Yeah. Nice
well,
and
yeah,
dirty.
that's not to say, they'll jump over the mulch and then roll.
Here's where the mulch barrier will go in, not there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think right here, like just right along the top of this slope.
Everyone should know that the temporary playground moving with 170 cubic yards of manufactured or engineered mulch is costing us about $55,000. And it's just temporary. And that's what we have to do. And the mulch, hopefully we can find a use for it in the rest of the school district somewhere when we're done, because we're going to not need the mulch when we do these final rubberized coatings, just to let you all know. Expensive work.
Yep. And then this was the other photo I was showing about the trees with the Hendricksons. And then that's just, the other border. So the trees were knocking down, and then, yeah, like Kip was saying, wherever the Hendricksons want, we'll be planting, I think, 9 arborvitaes on their property.
Yeah, our final negotiation was we're going to take down 3 trees on our property, 3 trees that are diseased on their property that are leaning toward the school, and we're going to plant 9 arborvitaes, which was our original offer. Wherever they want them on their property, they'll be advised by the people who will be putting them in, was it TC Lawns, George?
Yes, TC Lawns.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's our deal. We're sticking to it.
And
Can I just ask a quick question about that real quick before we move on? Thank you. Just a question, since the trees are going on their properties, but the town is paying for it, is there anything in the agreement sort of about where the responsibility for those end? Is it once they're planted, then they're fully owned and by the property owner and they're responsible for the maintenance? Is there any sort of longer responsibility by the town?
Our agreement in writing is that our duty is to provide and plant 9 green arborvitae trees of 8-foot height and approximately 8 foot in height. After that, maintenance and survivability is all the responsibility of the Hendricksons.
Okay, great.
Very
Thank
clear.
you.
It's in writing. Okay. All right. Anything more on that? I'd like to go back and then quickly, because we didn't have a quorum at the start, we went through the process of reviewing the minutes. If there's no questions or objections, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented for the June 15th meeting. Katie moves. Is there a second? And Marcy seconds. Okay. All in favor indicate by either raising your hand or saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None opposed? Thank you. Passed. We also reviewed the pay application number 18 in the amount of $875,982.34. For those who were not present at the time, the conclusion was everything is in order. We're just continuing our payments, and there's no outstanding major issue with regard to payments. So if I could, I will move that pay application number 18 be approved. Is there a second?
Sean seconds.
Sean seconds. Okay. Is there any further discussion? If not, all in favor of approving pay application number 18, please indicate by raising your hand or saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Okay, so we've caught up with all of our important motions for which we now have a quorum. Next item is really Rusty talking about some more security issues.
Just briefly, we've been reviewing the security plans with Nick D'Agostino. Given the situation in Texas and other ones that have happened in the recent past, we felt that we needed to do that and are possibly looking at enhancement of the security systems. More on that when we at the next meeting, because this is a critically important step these days, and we don't want to leave any stone unturned in keeping these kids and the teachers, and the administration safe.
Thank you for looking into it. But yeah, last month we talked about the door opening notification, which by virtue of just pure programming, we can make an active event on the monitors. Correct, Rusty?
Correct.
Okay. So a lot of this is just merely programming, which is great. Built into, as Amy said, it was built into the system when we purchased it. Um, Now we sort of have a potpourri of things that are going on, just to keep you all informed, and everyone can chime in on this. We talked about the playground being moved to a temporary location, and they're doing that right now. We had talked at one time about putting down fortified grass, which would be additional grass between the ELP wing and the temporary playground. But it turns out that Dr. Forshaw would prefer to have that be, as it was originally planned, to be asphalted for particular use in playing. So we'll be asphalting that, which will save us some money as well. We talked about the completing the abatement process on the existing school. And I think George mentioned that we're turning off the water supply and electrical power to the old school next week and commencing demolition on the week of the 25th. We're a couple of weeks behind on that, but I think we should be in fine shape, don't we, George, in terms of having it all done and going before the kids come back to school?
Yes, yep, we should be in good shape with that.
We have some more furniture deliveries that are coming in by mid-July. And as George discussed earlier, that will allow us to have approval to bring in staff, and then Luke can then issue the offer to the teachers to come in when and if they're prepared to do that. Is there anything else that people want to mention in terms of this mixture of stuff going on?
Yeah, one quick thing. I was talking to Amy last week, Amy, I think, about the Connecticut High Performance Building Standards. And I was very pleased to learn that we're very close to reaching LEED Gold level. And whatever has to be done, or whatever can be done to reach that level, I think would be a big plus for this school. And I know Diane's not here today. She may want to jump in and get more involved in this.
That's great.
Now, Amy, we haven't been, I know we've been keeping score and stuff like that, but we have not actually been working to obtain LEED certification, as in going through USGBC, right?
We're not, no.
Correct. Right. It's the Connecticut High Performance Building Standards is approximately LEED Silver equivalent. And since we exceeded the minimum number of checklist items for that Connecticut High Performance, we are, in fact, as Rusty mentioned, close to LEED Gold equivalent. And you're right, we haven't really been tracking it to, calculate that. But in my conversation with Rusty and knowing the interest that this committee has in sustainability, we're certainly going to go back and look at all of the checklist items that we have achieved and see if, what equivalency we have.
That's good news.
Yeah. Well, I think the best news will be your operating cost, on a much larger school and with the energy efficiencies that we've built in. And then, of course, the solar on top of that is wonderful. So all of our calculations are based on the base bid mechanical system, and it shows a expected energy use intensity of 34.5, which is relatively low compared to the baseline, which is, I believe, in the 50s for this building.
Wow.
And then when you add the PV and we find out how much energy is being generated by that, it'll knock that percentage down even more. So,
and that's being done later, right? And the solar is being done later by the district.
Correct.
Correct. Okay. So that'll be a sort of after acquired.
Right.
Great. Amy, where do we stand on ordering that wall covering that was approved by the design committee? Does that sound?
It's in production. Mm-hmm.
Do we think we might get it?
I think that there was a 6-week lead time on that.
Okay.
8. So we're hoping that we can sneak it in before school starts, but we understand that if it's not in, it can be done after school hours. Just, you know, the handrail will have to come down.
Just curious.
And be replaced. So we want to make sure that we keep the handrail in place and the school is safe until that arrives.
Got it. Okay.
Handrail.
Is there anything else to be discussed this morning by anybody from the committee?
No, just a quick
Katie.
note of appreciation to
I'm sorry.
revisit the cost and just a quick note of appreciation down for moving the playground equipment. It's going to be huge for kids. And to the building architectural team and construction team, I've been a little dog with a bone with trying to get as much grass and green as I could get, and they've been super, super accommodating. Much appreciated. We've gone through a couple iterations. I think that we're in good faith for the kids this 1 year, this temporary year. So I appreciate it. Just want to get that out there.
All right. And Katie?
Yes, thank you. I absolutely echo Luke's sentiments. I can't stress enough how important it is for the kids to be able to have that play area and those breaks. So even though there was an unexpected cost, I think it's money well spent in terms of having a successful year. Just the last thing that I wanted to say, sorry for being a broken record, I'm going to keep at it until we get it, is just that it would be great to even pencil in a tentative date to have some sort of ribbon cutting ceremony, some sort of just something to mark the milestone of completing this really important completion of phase 1 with the academic building. So I understand that it's stressful and you guys are just trying to get everything done, but if we can even target, you know, maybe a date and a backup date, I think that would just help us to be able to do a little bit of planning without the scrambling.
Duly noted. We should get that put down very shortly. 2 dates probably, knowing the way things slide. We know that when the kids come to school, that's too late.
Exactly.
Okay. I have no public comment scheduled. Is there anything else that people would like to bring up at this time?
Oh, sorry, Kip. Sorry, I do this to every meeting. I just want to highlight too that the Darien Times did feature an article about the great event that the Oxbridge PTO hosted with the spray goodbye to Oxbridge, and I thought it was just a really nice moment to kind of highlight the sense of community that we have at Oxbridge, and really just, you know, how this long process has affected the school community. So if anybody hasn't seen that, I'm happy to share it, but always nice for that little piece of recognition too. So thanks for everyone's good work.
Okay. Any other business? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. No one wants to adjourn? Oh, Marcy does. Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second Katie.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all very much and have a good summer. We'll
Have a
talk
good day,
soon.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Let's end the recording, David.